Let me take that back. Do that again. Sorry.
And write to me.
Yeah, got you. I would say there's a lot that I respect as Prince J+R is not. Sorry. I would say that there's a lot that I respect. Shoot, I can't get my words out.
It's okay, take your time.
Hey y'all, this is Chanel and I'm here with Prince J+R and this is Year of the Prince.
Tonight is a celebration, good vibes and it's so amazing, cause you know that we made it to another one. Tonight is a declaration, good life and it's yours, embrace it, cause you know we're the greatest, and you know we are. Cheers.
My honest opinion, I always tell him, what are you paying me for? Okay, I tell him, like, I can show you things you do not know because he does the job for you all the time. And that's a great thing, and I always encourage him to keep doing that because he has it. He just needs to gather the equipment. I do love the fact that he still wants to bring everyone in. So I don't think he will ever stop doing that. But as long as he's putting his right and left foot in at all the times and having his foot in all of his production like he's been doing, he's gonna be great.
It was really amazing to see how professional he took his career, who he chose to work with on the direction that he wanted to get his vision out. I was proud to see, you know, the creative side to it. I would say about maybe 60–70% of my clients, some of them take the record from being a record and putting it into a music video. But then out of those 60–70% of clientele, 20%, it's really creative.
The way that he carries himself and carries his music, it's just in a place that's a lot higher than a lot of other artists tend to carry it. Music isn't just something that he just treats as another thing on the side or just throws it away. I think it's just something that's very respectable to me, seeing as how he carries the music so highly and makes sure that everything that he puts out, he's happy with. And that nothing is just something that is just another project, just something that he put out just because.
But to take a song and make a video and then make it a creative video, that's another process because it takes thought, it takes creativity, it takes investment, it takes budgets, it takes different things to get his ideas across. And for somebody to do so much with so little, that's what impresses people like me the most.
He's not afraid to tackle the issues and challenges that are out there.
Do you respect yourself? Do you respect yourself? We don't take no L. Cause you could lose yourself. Cause you could lose yourself. Do you know yourself? Oh, you don't know yourself. Do you respect yourself? Cause you could lose yourself.
Here we go again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I had just been really triggered myself, and being triggered is one of the themes that I'm trying to illustrate in that video. I would say I was triggered by a lot of the chaos, a lot of the systemic evils, systemic poverty, racism, and just conflicts that have been, what I feel, getting bigger and bigger in our country, in the world at large. And I think I just felt so compelled to somehow illustrate my personal feelings, my personal understandings of what's happening around me in this culture and society into this really, really thought-provoking video.
Lose yourself.
Here we go again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When they chasing a win. Money, fame, power. What's the dividend?
All of your videos are extremely conceptual and have very specific themes. But the question is, which video has the best concept?
Do you respect yourself? Do you respect yourself? We don't take no L. Cause you could lose yourself. Cause you could lose yourself.
Respect is that video that as soon as it comes on, you know it's on. You know it's about to be something really heavy, that really has some weight to it.
It's the first music video I've ever done with someone else. I've only done my own music video and I've been more so background in other videos. So working on this one, it was more so let me sit back and see how he operates. And it was just pretty dope to watch Prince J+R's process. I would see how he would work with other people who were in the video, other artists, and just sit back. And I'm kind of very, let me watch you do your thing.
You should ask yourself who taught you to hate being what God gave you.
Money, fame, power, sex, drugs, got 'em on that. Breeding, gain, love and lust, bleed from the song track.
Anytime he has a track for me, it's something that is definitely fitting for me. He knows my style of music, he knows my sound. So when he sent it to me, I was like, all right, it's been a little while since I've worked with Prince. And so I'm thinking like, okay, let's see what he came with on this. And let's see how I'm gonna like match that, balance that. So when he sent me the beat and it was dun, dun, do you respect yourself? And I heard that voice. I didn't even know if it was a sample or if that was Leff. And I hear it, I'm like, oh, this sounds pretty legit. And I hear Prince, I hear his verse and the flow that he had on it. I was like, okay, now this is something I can get behind for sure. And I'm like, he knew I was gonna be behind 100%.
Got you thinking it's missing till they call back decisions. Got them twisting their vision till they soul snaps. Dirt on the low, please don't be nosy. Put on a show and make that money. Pick up the phone if you feel lonely. Live through the social, you're so phony. My friend, tell me what's the trend? What's the price to spend? Where the speedy at?
D.enD is actually an extremely talented artist that I've known for a really long time. We have like songs from back in the day that like no one's ever heard before, but I've always respected him as an artist and his voice and his uniqueness. And so I just feel like he came on that track and he absolutely killed it. It's like the track was made for him just as much as it was made for me. The most challenging thing about working on Respect was conducting so many different like set pieces, so many different characters, but I love just that challenge. And it was definitely a very ambitious video, and it was extremely hot that day. I wound up getting heat stroke because I was so dehydrated, and we were literally shooting at this stadium, and we were just the sun beating on our faces. But I'm someone who's dedicated to the art. I'm like, listen, whatever we got to do to get the shot, we just got to do it to get the shot. And so everybody was down, everybody was gun-ho, but just the weather, the conditions there, it was an abandoned stadium as well, and so there was no bathrooms or anything, so everybody just had to rough it and do what they had to do.
That was a great day, great location, and the way everything was dominated that day, the teamwork, how he had people jump into these characters and to actually play these roles, it actually, to me, became a movie.
A lot of times with my projects, I'm asking people to do things that are totally opposite their personality, totally opposite their character. And it was just so amazing seeing each of the actors and the artists that participated in that video with me absolutely nail their part. And mind you, for some of them, I just told them their part, maybe a half hour before we started shooting. And when I tell you something came over them, they were just so supernaturally just in, like they were engaged. And I even had prayed before we started shooting, and I just told everybody, just be out of yourself. And if there's a day to be a complete weirdo, this is the day to literally just be a complete weirdo and be out of yourself. And everyone just absolutely killed it. And so I just enjoyed seeing my vision come to life through all these different characters.
It was probably, I would think, would be the biggest production that I've seen him do, with me anyway. But the vision behind it is not understood on paper until you're actually there working with him and shooting it, and how he can bring so many people together to become so many different things. And that's probably my favorite project so far.
I think Respect is actually my most like visceral, raw, intense, in-your-face video and message that I'm trying to get at. And so I really think it's interesting because sometimes people feel like when you're giving like content that makes people think or content that makes people dig deeper, you know, people aren't really into that. And so I've done a lot of videos, and for people and the fans to choose Respect as like their favorite video from me, it really says a lot. And I think it says to a lot of people who really do put out content that is more on the deeper side or the woke side, as we like to say, there is an audience for that, and people do want that, and people want depth in music. There's so many things being said, so many messages, and somebody had likened it to This Is America by Childish Gambino, which I totally took as a major compliment. It does, it has those layers, and it's kind of like putting a mirror up to society, right? And just having us take a look at, you know, some of the issues, some of the things, some of the constructs that have been built over a long period of time. And then, you know, it's crazy. It was never meant to be a part of this like episodic trilogy, but that's what happened. I then had this idea for The Narcissist is Pure Evil, and then having Pornography be a separate thing, and then having part 2 be Respect, and then this part 3 coming out soon. So I just feel like the inspiration was definitely from the current times that we're in, just being in America, but I also feel like just being in the world at large. So looking back at it, I look back at that video and I'm shook at what it actually wound up, you know, to be.